Hello, everyone. I've made a little presentation here on Earth Day because I hear Earth Day is coming up April 22nd. So, yeah, just a quick brief history. I just wanted to say that since the Industrial Revolution, people were noticing the pollution coming into the air from the factory stacks. Like I even remember when I was a little kid, there was like billows of black smoke coming up. And I think the Industrial Revolution, they say, came to North America around 1850. So that had been going around for about 100 years, right? So in 1962, a lady by the name of Rachel Carson wrote a book called Silent Spring, which I'm sorry, I just lost the picture. It's a book, and it brought to the attention of people that the pollution was not good for their health, right? People were getting sick and they just didn't realize they're breathing in such bad pollutants. So then, a few years later, in 1969, in California, Senator Gaylord Nelson noticed a massive oil spill happen in California on the Santa Barbara coast, and it was just horrible. So he got a friend of his, Dennis Hayes, and got together and they made a huge protest. It is the largest secular day of protest in the world. So that was 1969, April 22nd is the official Earth Day start. Then I just wanted to bring up this picture first because why it's dear to my heart is because I actually study soil regeneration. This is what's been happening is when you plow the field over and over again, the dirt dries out. There's nothing to protect it. And the wind will come up and blow the dust away, and you get dust bowls like we've had in history. And the dust will start, and over here you can see a big dust cloud coming along there, and it's horrible. People get asthma and everything. And that went on for a long time, like 1930s. Dust Bowl in North America, and all over the world, wherever the land turns bare, this is what's going to happen. So instead of like digging up the dirt all the time, and they have to because it gets compacted so hard that the roots can't grow into it, right? Because the the rain comes and pounds it down and the tractors drive over it, etc. It's not light and fluffy anymore. So over on this side is what we're hoping to do, and we actually a lot of people are doing this now. It's kind of getting there slowly, right? So we've got tractors now that will come along over here and just mash down. I think this is like ryegrass and clover and things. What it is it's growing this crop that they're going to squish down onto the ground and it'll decompose there. It'll be food for the soil, for the microorganisms in the soil that we'll get into in a little bit, and it'll protect the soil as well. And it is it also keep the dirt from blowing off and from being too hot. And then we're going to, and this guy I believe is planting seeds right into it as he's going along there. So if you can see, we've got roots that go really, really far down in here. And they get connected by what we would call mycorrhizal fungi. So these fungi, and everybody's heard of mushrooms, right? They're fungi. What they do is, and I'll show you a picture of them soon. They'll go and they'll decompose things that are, meant to be decomposed, like the dead plant matter, and they will go out and they will get nutrients from the sand, silt, clays, rocks and minerals, and whatever decomposed matter in there, and they will like hook right up to the plant roots and feed them. So you can imagine here's a plant root, and that's as far as it goes. When the rain comes down, and then it's going to get some rain, it's going to get some nutrients around the edges of it. But the fungi can go for miles and miles and bring it back whatever it wants. And these roots know what they want, and they have communication, chemical communications. It's really cool for me. Anyway, so that's that one. And I'm just going to do a couple of really quick stories. So it's hard for me to organize my pictures here. So I will go to this man here. This is Walter Jenny. He's from Australia, the land down under. He's even been to Canada. he comes around and he's teaching farmers and everybody he can to explain how the microorganisms go around and they make it like marbles in the soil. So, so I don't know if you guys have a dirty dish and it's been in the sink for a couple of days and you go and touch it and wipe it, it's like sticky, it's gluey. Well, bacteria make glue and they would glue little tiny bits of anything together, like other bacteria themselves, plant matter, little rocks, clays, they'll glue them together. And then the fungi come along and take these little marbles and glue them into bigger ones. And what that does, like if you see a bag of marbles, you got all these spaces in there. So when the rain comes, it's going to like, puddle into little spaces between these marbles. Air can come in there and the plant roots can get in there. And it's soft and spongy. So he's going to call this the soil carbon sponge because these fungi are really good at holding carbon in the soil. So, and I don't think I have the carbon cycle here, but there's carbon dioxide in the air, there's carbon dioxide in the soil, and it's in the oceans, and it's in people, plants, matter. It's huge. Carbon is huge, right? And it's a cycle. So, when the dinosaurs died, they went down to the bottom of the ocean and they became gas and oil. They were made out of a lot of carbon, shellfish, everybody. That's where our carbon fossil fuels came to make the industrial revolution in cars and automobiles, and that's what we're burning right now, right? It's like it's been there for millions of years, and now since 100 years ago, we're bringing up massive amounts of this stuff, and it's spewing off into the air. And if we go and plow all those fields, then it's just kind of chopped up all our fungi, and the only thing left is bacteria, and they don't hold carbon dioxide in the ground. We need those little fungi and we need to feed them plant matter. So that's him. Let's go to just one. Oh, you've got two on him. See which one this is. Hi, kitty. Boy, these are slow to boot up. Let's pick. This is Andrew Millison. And what he's done is gone to Africa. So he's a pretty young guy. He's a university professor over in Oregon, and I watch a lot of his videos. He does animation series. It's really cool. I learned so much from watching his. And he's showing what's happened is people go and build these little half moon semicircles. So when the water runs downhill, it's going to come in here and get trapped and it's going to stay in there instead of running right off. Because in dry, bare land, I don't know if you've seen like the rain will come down and just pour right off and take whatever loose dirt is with it down the ditches and out to the streams and the rivers and the oceans, right? We're losing a lot of our topsoil, which means that our food doesn't grow without adding some, chemicals to it. That's Andrew Millison. And he also does one for, I think he does this fire resistant drawings. These are the drawings that he makes. He's showing if there's a wildfire, how do you want to trap water here and there and keep your land nice and moist. And there's a big aquifer up here somewhere. H2O and how to store it. And animals and just how to restore stuff. And he's good. And I'm just going to show you something. No, I can't until later. I don't know how to do it, but there's something I'll put at the end. So that's cool. He went in there and he was showing us actually later. Now we'll go to Andrew. We'll go to Alan Savory. He showed, I think it took about 8 years for it to go from a semicircle into growing grass and green, and then the people didn't have to live in care aid, food aids, like hundreds of thousands of people, bare land in tents, just getting packaged food from the United Nations, whatever, right? So now they're growing their own food, which was great. I've seen a picture of like huge yams and all kinds of food was growing where nothing grew before. Took about 8 years for it to develop that way. If they probably got littler crops in there sooner, like lettuce or small, quick growing guys. So this man here now is Alan Savory. He's from Africa, and he's a climatologist, and he's going to teach us how to reverse the world deserts and reverse climate change. And his idea is to bring in, like, he has a huge history back when they were doing national parks in Africa. And they thought the animals were destroying their land. And guess what? They were wrong. He's saying that the animals walk around, they don't stay in one place, they walk around and they stomp on the old dead dying grass and squish it into the ground like the tractor was doing, break it up. And then, of course, as they're walking, they go to the bathroom on the ground, which is fertilizer and nutrients for our microorganisms and to grow new plants, right? Which microorganisms feed. Sorry, let's see, I got Earth Day hymn. I don't think I did that. And anyways, he said we should put the animals and rotate them. So he went to his own home and he borrowed some neighbor's cows and he put them in a pasture. Oh, there it is, rotational. And then he moved them around every couple of days or something like this. So this would be an idea for us, is that a sample rotation. So here's your cows on this side. They got fresh water, fresh grass. And then the next day you'd open up this fence and move them over to this one, right? So you think like on huge acres and acres of cows, you would move them around that way in a bigger scale. And let's see, we have, here you're going to have the cows in the paddock, which is a problem. So in here, generally we keep cows in a paddock on bare dirt, right? And so we need lots and lots of land to grow food for them, which is like about double the land, right? And then because they're, going to the bathroom on this, that's decomposing into methane gas, which is actually quite a big problem with agriculture, with animals. So we are hoping that we can get these little guys to do the pasture thing here. Cool, hey? And you know what? These plants and green things are very nutritious for cows, and they know which ones that they like. They just mosey around, their moms teach them, they move around and they get, and what we would call like grass-fed beef and dairy that's made with grass-fed cows and, very, and a lot of these plants are like, protect them from parasites and diseases as well, right? And they might just have like a little snippet of something that's powerful medicine and then move on. I thought that was really cool to learn about. Let's see. Now we have, that's mine. Who haven't we done? That's a cool story guy. Oh, my favorite guy. So this fella, I wanted to go to one of his restoration camps in California one time. This man's name is John D. Liu, and he's done a lot of documentaries. And what he's done is he's started camps where you can pay your way to get there. They'll take you in, and in the morning you'll work for a couple hours, and then after that you'll have lunch, you'll tell stories, you'll enjoy your restoring land and learning from everybody else. And he started not that long ago, really, just like with one camp. Now he's up to like about 100 camps around the world. I can't wait, right? We'll meet some new people. So he is showing us, there's the lowest plateau. So this is trying to find the one before. Okay, this is what he did when he was a young journalist back in 1985. The United Nations said, we've got this huge desert area called the Plateau, in China, and they're going to go and green it. It's been a desert. People are starving. They can't, their animals eat, the last little piece of green. There's nothing left. The wind is blowing. Everybody's starving. Terrible. And this is after 10 years of coming into there and planting trees and here, and you'll see it's those same semicircle moons. Where did we get to? cover crop. I didn't miss that one. After it's disappeared. Wonder where the rest of my pictures went to. I don't think I can find you one. They're bare semicircles. Oh, it's probably good. I talk too much anyways. Here's this one. I think it's planting into cover crops as well. Yeah, there's that one of those tractor guys. So he's squishing the grass here. He's planting right into this stuff. So this stuff has been squished now. It's not going to grow back. The new seeds are going to come in. There's a thank you so much for putting carbon into the soil. By the way, plants take carbon dioxide, energy from the sun, take it into itself, and with its photosynthesis, splits apart that carbon and oxygen molecule, takes the carbon and makes sugars out of it, simple sugars, and attaches it to other things. Up from the roots come all these other nutrients from the rocks, sands, and pebbles that are a whole periodic table of macronutrients and micronutrients, whatever it needs. And it makes food, all kinds of different compounds that we get, right? So these little seeds are lucky guys because this plant has really enriched the soil for them. Natural, nature's way. What haven't we done here? I think probably after I am just probably going to do here, going to show you my worm bin. This is all to put carbon into the soil where it belongs and get it out of the air where there's too much, right? To offset all that industrial revolution, pollution and cars, gasoline, and all those fumes going up, getting plugged up in our atmosphere and making our energy weird and too hot. This is, I've done a couple of worm bins, and this one doesn't have a bottom on this box. This is actually in my mom's backyard in Vancouver. So for my course, I had to do it. So I just did this little makeshift one. I was leaving in a couple of days. So a worm bin needs mostly brown things in the bottom because they decompose much slower. The only thing that can take apart a brown carbon concentrated thing like wood, leaves, sticks, those brown things are fungi. And they're slower to develop and to break things down, right? Takes them a long time. So it's going to be cool. And your worms don't want to get hot. See the vegetables on top? They break down fast. The bacteria can eat those easy peasy. Bacteria can't break down the brown things. And the bacteria will multiply so fast that they heat up. If you ever touched a pile of old lawn clippings somewhere and put your hand in there, it's hot, right? So I do mine up to 160 degrees. It's hot. Okay, so that is I produce compost. What I'm doing with my compost is growing microorganisms to take it to a burned out piece of lawn. Well, the bugs ate all ours in the neighborhoods, and we had literally bare dirt. They ate every piece of weed, grass, whatever. And when they were finished eating it, of course, the bugs were gone because there was no food. So I went around and I made a whole bunch of compost. I went to a few neighbors and I spread it around and threw some more seeds down. Like, man, what a difference it makes, right? Things are growing like crazy now. So I don't have one for last project. Okay, so I'll show you what I collect here. I collect. This is accidentally bought this bale of green hay. I thought it was alfalfa, which is somebody that produces a lot of nitrogen to get those bacteria heating up, right? When I make compost, it's going to kill any bad guy because it's going to heat up to pasteurization, right? Kill any pests. And it's going to be aerobic. It's going to be lots of air, lots of circulation and moisture. I have to explain that a bit better. That's the hay. And what else? Oh, and then there is fresh. You saved a million pictures and they're all gone. Okay, they're not all gone. So I need 3 parts to make my compost. I need green, I need brown, and I need something called to get the party going. This is just, I stored a bunch of brown leaves. I don't have to protect this. So my green grass, I have to dry it down when I mow the lawn and put it in bags and store it and keep it dry. Once you add water to something, bacteria just go like, yay, I've got food, I've got water, I can live, I can multiply, right? Brown stuff, and you know what? It can get wet or not. It doesn't matter. It's not going to decompose. And not unless you put it where there's lots of fungi or mushrooms or the right conditions, they store pretty good. So that's green. That's my brown. I probably have some more brown. Dead leaves. Oh, there's my mowed lawn. There, I take this and I spread it out on a plastic sheet in the hot summer, and it only takes like a day, maybe 2 days to dry it down, and then I just dump it into a bag. I burn you guys with compost producing. Sorry. I'm just happy to share. This is veggie scraps. So when you cook in dinner and you got carrot peelings and stuff, it's the raw stuff, right? Because the bacteria like to eat it. Once you cook something, it didn't even come with the okay, say I pulled a carrot out of the ground and wiped the dirt off and ate it, I'd be eating a lot of microorganisms and they'd be good for me. I want to collect those and grow them in my compost. So if I cooked those vegetables, I've just killed all my microorganisms. So anyways, these are frozen things, probably has a lot of frozen microorganisms. And the cool thing about freezing things is when you take it out and defrost it for a day, you know how when you thaw something, it turns mushy. It's already nice and easy to decompose. So that's what I do with them if I can. Or I could dry them down too, same thing. So that was that. Oh, and also I do some coffee grounds. I just save those. And then when I have my water, oh, and that's the other thing is I don't mix my compost with garden water with the city municipal water because of the chlorine and chloramine they put in there. So I can either treat it or collect barrels of rainwater. I also have a fish pond, so and that's always treated for, to get rid of chlorine. And I'll take these coffee bags and just dump them in the bucket and then swish them around, throw the papers out. I've never tried to decompose those papers. I don't know if it would. And then I mix them up and take their temperature. So that might be it. Nothing else to talk about. These guys are so good too. Oh, wait a minute. There's a cute one here. And also chip up my own wood. And the reason why I put it straight on the ground is that's where a lot of the fungi live. And it's sort of like moisten it up and for a week or a month. And then the little fungi are going to come along here and start nibbling on this stuff. And that's going to, we would say we inoculate my pile with fungi, which we want. We want, right? Not everything wants fungi, but like our vegetables want fungi, like our cold kale broccoli want more bacteria. Let's see, brown wood chips. I think I have these guys. I haven't quite figured out how to chop these quick, so I've been using pruners and scissors and lost my good scissors, but I'm sure they're around somewhere. So that's brown. So it's brown leaves, brown wood, and brown stems. Oh, and the one I didn't take a picture of is cardboard. So I don't use like fluorescent colored cardboard, just plain bare cardboard. It's what I use. Mix it all together. I don't have a picture of what it looks like when it's huge, big round bin on a skid. And that's it. And I lost a whole bunch of good pictures. Don't know how to store pictures. So let's just go back to this guy here. So I think we said everything we need to say. This is taking the carbon out of the air with photosynthesis, and it's storing it in the ground as sugar. And fungi grow, and they're made out of carbon. They're nice hard little shells, and a lot of these little guys are made out of carbon. Bacteria not so much, but we need them too. And all the trees. If you look up here, I've lost a lot of pictures, but these trees actually take moisture from the ground, and the moisture goes down a long way, and the tree roots go down like 100 feet, whatever, as long as they can go, as long as this is nice and spongy. And the moisture will come up out of the trees and will come up into the clouds, and it'll rain more consistently. So this thing will be dry, 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 have a rainy season, and pow, down comes all the rain, washes the dirt away, and then you don't see rain anymore, right? So this is what we're trying to get back to. I was going to say something else, but I think it was just about this type of scenario. What we're doing is to reverse climate change and, you know what, prevent forest fires as well. So we're going to fill up our water tables, because when the rains come, it soaks way down into this sponge. And this is hard, compacted stuff. Well, I think that's about all I can say. That's my part to do with Earth Day. I know my grandkids have got things like toy lending libraries that they can do, and they actually do that. They go to the library and they borrow things, and we're recycling, reusing, sharing great ideas like that to help everybody along, and to encourage that, one person can at least share an idea, and then we're all on board. Well, thank you very much, guys. I hope you had lots of fun, and we'll talk to you again, and let me know if you have any comments or you want any more information, or, I'll try to get some better pictures. Okay, bye for now. Bye.